No life is meaningless. All lives are interconnected. A careless step from one person can trample on another's life, while an outstretched hand can save an entire life and transform the story. Mitch Albom, the world we live in, where each person does not exist in isolation like a lonely island, but as a link in the invisible network of fate and connections. Sometimes we walk through life with indifference, thinking our presence is just an insignificant speck. Yet, a single, careless step can crush another's existence, not through cruelty, but through a thoughtless word, a misplaced silence, or a hasty decision. Life is so fragile that these seemingly invisible collisions carry unimaginable weight. Conversely, the same person, with those same hands and heart, can extend a hand to rescue an entire life. It could be timely help, encouragement in despair, or simply a sincere presence when someone is lost. That hand not only pulls others from darkness, but quietly transforms their life story, opening new paths they never dared to imagine. Like a small pebble tossed into a still lake, that action creates ripples that spread far, touching lives we may never know. Live with greater awareness in every action and choice. For no life is superfluous. No existence is meaningless. Each person is an unfinished story, and we are both the protagonist in our own life and a crucial supporting role in others. When we grasp this connection, we learn to live more slowly, more kindly, and to cherish every moment. For who knows, in an utterly ordinary instant, we might become the turning point that changes a destiny. Adversity forges the man, and prosperity creates the monster. Victor Hugo. Adversity, with all its harshness and challenges, is like fire tempering gold. In scarcity, loss, and pressure, people are pushed to their limits, where all disguises fall away. It is there that true qualities are forged: resilience, responsibility, patience, and the ability to stand firm against pain. A man matures not because he has never fallen, but because he has learned to rise after life's merciless blows. Adversity forces people to confront themselves, to choose between surrender and perseverance. It does not allow superficiality or illusions to linger. Every decision in hardship carries vital importance, and that is what makes people deeper, more appreciative, and aware that true strength comes not from power, but from endurance and overcoming. Thus, adversity not only forges a man, but creates a person of depth. Conversely, prosperity, if not accompanied by awareness, easily nurtures the monster within. When everything comes too easily, when power and wealth are unchecked by morality and humility, people risk losing their boundaries. Abundance can blind, inflating greed and shrinking empathy. The monster does not arise from wealth itself, but from allowing wealth to control oneself, turning a person into one who only demands, possesses, and imposes. This is not to glorify suffering or condemn success, but a profound warning. Adversity can shape character, while prosperity requires wisdom to avoid corruption. When people maintain clarity in abundance and dignity in scarcity, they truly master their lives, neither victims of adversity nor monsters of prosperity. Where no plans are laid, where the disposal of time is surrendered merely to the chance of incidents, chaos will soon reign. Victor Hugo. Without a plan, life is like a boat adrift on a vast ocean without a compass or direction. Every movement depends on currents and winds, on luck more than intent. At first, this freedom may seem light and even appealing, but soon it reveals its downside: a sense of being lost, anxious, and weary from not knowing where one is headed. Time, if used only to wait for opportunities to arise, gradually becomes a void filled with trivialities, random reactions to circumstances. Without a plan, people easily live reactively, letting external forces guide instead of choosing proactively. Days pass like scattered fragments, unconnected into meaning, and in that lack of direction, chaos creeps in. Overlapping tasks, unstable emotions, blurred goals, energy scattered without creating lasting value. Chaos does not arrive noisily, but accumulates silently. It is like a room no one cleans at first, just a few items out of place. But over time, it becomes a mess that leaves no room to breathe. A plan is not rigid constraint, but the framework that keeps life standing firm. With a plan, time is given purpose, opportunities are met with preparation, and people retain a sense of control. Cherish every hour and realize that order does not come naturally. It is created through thought, choice, and commitment. When people know how to make plans, even flexible ones, they do not eliminate opportunities, but turn them into results. And then, instead of chaos reigning, life takes on a clear rhythm where every step holds meaning and points toward a future actively shaped. Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. Victor Hugo. An idea, in itself, begins as a fragile seed in the human mind. It may be doubted, ridiculed, buried by old habits and fear of change. But when the moment ripens, when social circumstances, human thought, and shared aspirations align, that seed suddenly surges upward, breaking through hard soil to become an unstoppable tree. Human history is a vivid testament to this power. Ideas about freedom, equality, science, or human rights were once seen as mad, dangerous, even suppressed. Yet, when their time came, no wall was high enough to block them, no power strong enough to extinguish them. The idea then ceases to be an individual's voice and becomes the shared pulse of an era. It spreads like water finding a crack, silent but persistent, ultimately eroding even the most eternal-seeming rocks. There are dreams and good thoughts we hold that are not yet understood or accepted, not because they are wrong, but because their time has not yet come. What is needed is not only faith, but also patience and preparation. When the right moment appears, the idea will find its own path, more powerful and convincing than any force. The greatest strength lies not in noise or imposition, but in harmony between the idea and the era. When people dare to sow good seeds and wait for the right season, they contribute to the subtle but profound shifts of the world. And when an idea's time has come, it not only changes the present, but opens new horizons for the future. To balance, everything is good. To harmonize, everything is better. Victor Hugo. A scale perfectly level on both sides, where every element is divided evenly, neither excess nor lack. That is the necessary state to avoid tipping between work and rest, reason and emotion, giving and receiving. Balance helps us stand firm, not swept away by extremes, and is the foundation to prevent life from descending into chaos. But harmony goes further. Harmony does not require everything to be equal, but to be fitting. Like a beautiful piece of music, not every note has the same pitch, but placed rightly, they create a smooth and complete melody. In life, sometimes work demands more than personal time. Sometimes emotions need to be heard over reason. Sometimes we must move quickly. Sometimes pause. Harmony is understanding the unique rhythm of each phase, adjusting oneself to flow with life's natural current. Living well is not just dividing everything evenly, but arranging so no part harms another. When harmony is achieved, people are not only stable, but serene, not just existing, but truly living. And in that state, life becomes a seamless whole, where each piece has its place, contributing to a calm and enduring beauty. Everything in life is a first-time experience without preparation, as if an actor simply steps onto the stage without rehearsal. But what would life be worth if the first rehearsal for life were life itself? Milan Kundera. No one is handed a complete script in advance. No one gets to rehearse for losses, choices, or pivotal moments. We are born already on life's stage, in our own leading role, with spotlights glaring and time never waiting. Like an actor stepping on stage unrehearsed, we stumble through first decisions, fumble in love, err in judgment, and often fall hard, unaware of what awaits behind the curtain. But it is in this unpreparedness that life reveals its full value. If the first rehearsal for life is life itself, then every moment we live carries the weight of truth, irreversible, uneditable. Tears shed are real, joy bursting forth is real, and silent regrets are real too. There is no draft for words already spoken, no trial run for opportunities missed. Thus, every experience, beautiful or painful, etches deeply into us, like a vivid lesson no book can replace. Life's worth lies not in perfect performance, but in daring to step on stage, to live our role fully amid uncertainties. In the unsteadiness of first times, people learn to mature, take responsibility, and find their unique style. Ultimately, life does not need a flawless actor, but a person sincere enough to live fully in every unrehearsed scene. Health is the most important thing, more than success, more than money, more than power. Mario Puzo. When young, we often believe that with enough ambition and effort, everything is tradable. Time, sleep, even health. We charge forward like a blazing fire, thinking money will buy peace of mind, power will bring freedom, success will fill every void. But one day, when the body speaks through fatigue, pain, or illness, we realize no metal shines bright enough to hide inner exhaustion. Health is like fertile soil, nurturing every dream. If that soil is barren, no matter how precious the seed, it struggles to sprout. Money can build tall houses, but not buy healthy lungs. Power can make others listen, but not command a heart to stop aching. Success can bring applause, but not replace peaceful sleep. When healthy, we can enjoy achievements, have energy to love, and clarity to slow down and savor life's true flavor. This does not deny the value of success, money, or power, but places them in their proper position. It spreads positive, gentle, yet firm energy, urging us to cherish the body, heed its limits, and care for ourselves as priceless assets. When health is preserved, paths ahead widen, and happiness is no longer a distant goal, but a serene presence in every breath. Every human has dreams. Even the coal shoveler dreams that the coals will bloom into flowers. Aleksandr Grin. All differences in status, occupation, or position vanish when the coal shoveler, amid dust clinging to hands and sleeves, dreams that the coals will bloom. That dream may sound naive at first, but it is beautifully moving, for it speaks not of impossibility, but of the desire for change, to see light in life's most laborious work. Coal is black, hard, rough, tied to toil. Flowers are soft, colorful, symbols of beauty and hope. Dreaming of coal blooming is not wishing the impossible, but hoping life eases. That sweat yields not just bread, but meaning. In each shovel of coal, the shoveler embeds a very human dream, that labor is not mere endurance, but can birth joy, that from darkness, beauty can rise, that even heavy life deserves dreams. Dreams do not belong only to those with means, education, or leisure. Dreams exist even in hardship. Indeed, hardship makes them purer and more enduring. When people still dream, they have not been worn down to emptiness by life, and such silent dreams keep people standing, moving forward, believing tomorrow can differ from today. Learn to cherish small dreams, for sometimes they are the true flowers blooming in the human soul, quiet, persistent, enough to soothe a life full of toil. Even the darkest night will end, and the sun will rise. Victor Hugo. A small flame lit amid cold winds, not loud, but warm enough to prevent surrender. Night symbolically, is not just time without light, but life's dark phases: loss, loneliness, failure, despair. Some nights stretch so long we think light has abandoned the world, that this pain will last forever. But nature's laws never change. Night cannot eternally dominate the sky. In the deepest darkness, when eyes adjust to the black and hearts weary to exhaustion, dawn quietly approaches. The sun is unhurried, needs no one to wait, but it rises, steady and patient, like life's silent promise. That light does not erase the past, but illuminates the path ahead. It reminds that suffering has limits, that emotions, no matter how intense, cannot remain unchanged, and that people always have a chance to start anew, even from a tiny ray. This is not denial of pain, but acknowledgement and transcendence. Positive energy, not superficial, for hope here comes not from avoidance, but faith in life's inevitable motion. Understanding that night will pass gives people strength to endure, wait, and not lose themselves in darkness. And when the sun truly rises, its light not only brightens the sky, but awakens faith. We have survived the long night, and we live on, able to keep walking. Prudence is the eldest child of wisdom. Victor Hugo. Wisdom is not just in knowledge or sharp thinking, but in how people face a volatile world. When wisdom matures, it does not drive hasty action, but begets prudence like a grown child, calm and deliberate in every step. Prudence is not fear or hesitation, but alertness distilled from understanding and experience. In life, those lacking wisdom are often swept by immediate emotions, easily provoked by short-term gains or external words. Conversely, the wise pause a beat, observe the full picture before deciding. That prudence is like a gentle brake on a speeding carriage, not halting forward momentum, but enough to avoid dangerous turns. It helps people see beyond immediate results, grasping long-term consequences of words, actions, and choices. Prudence is also respect for life, for oneself and others. A prudent word can avoid needless hurt. A prudent decision can salvage a journey. It does not weaken people. Rather, it builds enduring strength, the strength of knowing that speed is not always progress. Like a great river flowing smoothly, yet persistently, prudence lets wisdom spread, lasting and deep influence. Maturity does not mean recklessness, and intelligence is not about momentary wins. When wisdom begets prudence, people learn to live deeply, steadily, and responsibly in a noisy, rushed world. Prudence is the quietest yet clearest sign of wisdom truly grown.